system started last summer and are now in the second quarter.
We want to thank all of the people who have made this job training program possible to the Associated Recreation Council, RecTech, Computing for All, Digital Skills for All in Entertainment, the City of Seattle Technology Matching Grant Fund, Delridge Community Center, and everyone in Seattle tech community who has given all their time, energy, and expertise by speaking or donating to our program.
Given we only meet 2 days a week after school, we didn't have as much time to accomplish all we would like to. We started to learn how to create a chatbot application. We created our student website, and each program learning each page at the front page of our website.
Seattle Smart City Group visited our classroom and discussed how they're advising the city of Seattle and how to plan for emergencies near the future with technology. We agreed to create a survey to find out how much people know about smart cities and are creating a Tableau data sheet that illustrates what people know about the use of technology in Seattle. We also created a tablet for people to find out more information about the Internet of Things. If you would like to take our survey, please use your email on the same sheet. Everyone also started programming an individual landing page for a website they wanted to work on using HTML and CSS. I hope you enjoyed seeing samples of our work. Thank you. Thank you.
Who's next? Who's presenting the main site?
Where is it here?
Talk about it.
Talk about
first.
it,
Before
and
I help you, are you going to say something about what you did? Explain this. Explain what we're looking at.
So this is how the website was before, and after we changed the color and the picture. So can you go after?
This is what they did last quarter. They created a website about their group with a portfolio of their work and everything. You can see the tabs across the top. It's got our staff, our projects, our trips. Go on. Anthony, talk about the differences, if you would.
Do we have? Oh, we probably don't have the file for.
The new one is the very next tab.
Oh.
Yeah. So who programmed this?
Oh yeah. So. The differences in this one versus our newer one is that. Well, obviously this one it has a little parallax hero image here, and the site itself right here is better for fitting. Where did I go? My bad. Oh, okay, here it is. It's better for fitting on like all sizes. Yeah.
It's phone ready.
Yeah, it's phone ready, media ready, anything. And yeah, we added obviously like it looks a lot nicer. Hero text.
Can you show the page 2 or not?
Yeah, this is our
Show the old
older
page
one.
2. then the page
Yeah,
two.
this is the older one.
Okay.
All right.
Can you
This is the
scroll
older
down a bit
one.
on this?
Yeah, and yeah, the image over here, just stays put, but on the newer one, looks a lot nicer, huh?
And that's a video in the front
Yeah.
that they did of their themselves in class, which is pretty cool. So can you do the second page or not? Or can we have this here?
Like our student page?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, except it links to our.
Oh, it links to the old one.
The older
that's
one.
the old one, sorry. But
I
tell them about
can
this
get it.
page.
Alright.
This is the old student page.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, Leon, talk about what's up here. What's on that
the
page?
new one is where?
Explain what's on your student page for people who haven't seen it before.
Okay. So this is the old one.
So and the color, you guys can see that you can really read the text, and it doesn't stand really like bright. I mean, the boxes are not the same length and width.
Yeah, and it doesn't even fully
Yeah.
fit the screen.
So the new one is here. So, okay, so no, old one,
And your resume.
new one.
And your project that you did for the quarter.
Yeah, it'll show your website that we all made. Except I think it'll also link to our older one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's,
which we
it's,
haven't-
it's not fully set up. So
It
these
isn't
are,
fully set up
these are just
yet.
running off HTML files on my computer right now.
But you can see when you go to a student page, you can see their resume, video interview with them, and examples of their project. So you can see, as employers, future employers, when you want to hire one of these kids, you can see, find out a lot more about them without ever having to call them in.
Is that the public?
Just, huh?
Public, but
Yeah.
yeah, they'll be showing you, yeah.
Yeah. This isn't up, the second one isn't up yet, because we're just,
Yeah.
So who coded this website? Like this
yeah.
this
All of
landing
your
page?
class.
Raise your hand. Oh, cool, awesome. So it's a collaborative kind of
Yeah.
thing. That's awesome. Well
This
done.
is the design team. They've been
Okay.
working with Andrew this quarter to learn more about styling and more graphic design and more stuff.
That's really useful skill.
Anthony, what was most challenging in creating this new design?
I think for me was actually I didn't have a lot of struggle actually coding it. It was just actual making a new idea that looked good. Yeah, let's just say I'm not exactly a design person. Is this touch? Yeah.
Go back. Go back to the.
Okay.
For me, it wasn't like
Is it
that.
here? No. Yeah.
What you
Gotta
said, what?
continue-
Yeah, I'll be
You gotta continue what you were saying.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't actually that hard because I love design, like to work, and I worked last 2 quarters, so I think it was not helpful. I don't think it was something challenging.
Go back to the new front page again and ask a question.
Oh,
tell
where
us
was
about,
it?
Second tab.
The second, yeah, but this is the old. Oh yeah, we go
it's a
back.
tab, remember?
Yeah,
It's a tab.
yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
So how did you guys come up with the idea for the photo? You and Mohammed?
Oh, the hero.
Yeah.
Like we were like exploring like different like, angles and stuff with Andrew,
Mhm.
and then we found this picture and was like, oh, this could be like a hero image, and then we just placed it over there as a temporary one, and then we found out like that was like, a good picture for our website, so we just kept it there.
Are you dreaming about your future?
This is right outside, right?
Yeah.
Right outside here.
Right over there.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good, anything else you guys have questions about looking on the group website?
So are we going to show one of the student websites?
Oh, we're gonna show lots more. Okay, so, I think we're moving on now, if you're done with your questions, to Nolan, I believe. Thank you, guys.
Hello. I don't have a lot of time, so I'll try to make this quick. I actually made 2 websites this year, if I can find them, this quarter.
Yes.
So this is my personal page. There's a bit of parallax here. All of this is my own original art. A lot of projects that I made with this program in the past. Yeah, and this is entirely made from CSS and HTML that I learned in this class. During this quarter, I spent a lot of time thinking about color and what would look appealing. The projector doesn't really show it too well, but I tried to incorporate a lot of contrast between dark and light colors. The brown here was lighter, and with the tried to make the gray more dark so it would be easier to read. I also made this website for my friend. She does costuming and other art that she only had her Instagram account, and so I was like, hey, I'd make you a website. And so a bit more work with color and parallax. It's not finished. There's still some dummy text and missing things. It was actually kind of hard to coordinate with her just because most of her pictures that she had of what she made were on Instagram, and it was really hard for her to get those pictures off of Instagram, so I had to screenshot a lot of them, put them into the website, and so it looks a little crude, but that's because I didn't have a lot of time, and yeah,
Work in progress.
yes, work in progress.
Any questions for Nolan?
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I guess what was like the hard thing about designing this website? Like what things with the tech stack did you have trouble with, or did you have any trouble?
I think there wasn't a whole lot that I couldn't go to the teachers and ask, like, hey, how can I do this, or I want to do something like this, how do I achieve that vision? And that was really good. I think in design specifically, it was really capturing the personality of my friend and breaking that down to what colors, what types of fonts would not only look good, but invoke that personality and that brand, I guess, that she wants to put across.
Great. Thank you. Okay, who is next? Peyton.
My name is Peyton. Which one's mine?
The next one.
Next tab.
This is my website. Not really any text or anything, as you can see yet, just random paragraphs, kind of filler stuff. But what we have here is yeah, that's something we learned a lot
It's an
about.
important thing to learn, so it's good.
I'll have some of my projects down here that I've done.
Dynamic text. Nice.
I did a game last quarter, and so I have that here.
Are those all working? The
Yeah.
links, can you click on one of them?
This one I think goes to Google Drive, but
The Google Drive has your game in it, APK? Oh, nice, Android.
yeah, but this one would probably be better to go to because it goes to my student page,
Okay.
which also has my game link here.
Our goal this quarter was for each person just to get a landing page done, not to go much further, because we only have a couple, 2.5 hours twice a week, so. But some of them got further, as you can see, which is amazing, really. Good job, Hazel.
Hi, my name is William, and wait, where's the next one, right?
Yes.
Probably two because.
Oh, okay. Cool. So this is a website landing page that I made for my school newspaper. We're called the Summit Atlas Journal, and I didn't actually have any pictures of them to put in there, so these are just some pictures from Google. And this also has the parallax scrolling and some text just talking about us, what we do. And here's a video for more information about our school. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also I have a link for our school's website if you want to learn more about our school. Yeah.
Do you usually put this into production? Like, is it actually on the school newspaper website?
Not yet,
Okay.
but hopefully soon, maybe.
Have you talked to the people that put it up?
I've talked to them a little bit. We need to talk more.
Gotcha. Nice. Well done.
Yay.
Hi, my name is Peter. So for my website, I did is I went with that's not my website. That's okay. So I just made a website for my dog, and I just made a simple and clean landing page. So it has some of his information here, and then I have just some images here, and then there's also the parallax scrolling. And then I just had a little fun with the text and everything, and
That's good.
yeah.
Can we go back a second a little bit? I nib. It's in my blood. I don't bite to hurt you. I probably shouldn't bite at all. It's what my owner says. If you think it's annoying now, you should have seen me when I was teething.
Yeah, he's only a puppy, but yeah. So that's my page.
Can I see the bottom again?
The bottom.
Who's a your ankle in the bar?
Good job.
Peter, what did you enjoy about this work?
This, what I enjoyed was like, since I was trying to go for something just like really just like simple yet just it's something that worked. I had a lot of fun with just kind of like just seeing how like the images and like the text and like the sizing of the text would just make like the page like more appealing to people. So I just try to work like on that kind of concept.
I like the memes.
Right.
High meme value.
Yeah, that's my page.
Who is next?
Hello, I'm Anthony Bashara, and this is my page, and this photo of me, and then once you go over, it says, "Hello, I'm Anthony." And I have a little text here, kind of saying like a while ago, what motivated me to write down this text here is like reading an article about philosophers saying that we're at the peak of human intelligence, and that's what motivated me to write this down. Let's hear it. The sky is not the limit. We're always taught when we were young that the sky's the limit, but clearly, ever since there's been footsteps on the moon, 1969, that's not been the case. What we should have been taught is that your mind is your only limit, and if you believe the sky's your limit, then it will be, because that's what your mind believes. Once you learn that there truly is no limit, only the future can tell what you can become and achieve. And so, this is kind of a little message to the philosopher saying that, you're kind of you're limiting yourself. All right, and this is a little project I made in Unity and C##. And it's a little box thing. Is it gonna load? Oh, do we have internet here?
We should, yeah.
We should? Oh, it's not loading, huh? That's disappointing.
I was able to connect to Google Drive, so you should have internet.
Let's try refreshing.
Unity's hit or miss. Sometimes it'll load, sometimes it won't load.
No.
Depends on the day.
It's really cool.
Oh, that sucks.
Did you enjoy learning Unity?
Yeah, I did.
See if I have it.
Too hard or?
I heard it was gonna be really hard, but it's kind of like not really learning a bike. That's too simple. What should I say? It's like kind of learning how to paint. You got to kind of learn.
Yeah, it's very slow.
From people that really know what they're talking about, and like kind of watch what they're doing and how they kind of treat different problems that they reach, and that's what helped me a lot. Oh, it's loading.
Yeah, it is loading, but very slow, so we can move on first and come back to the game.
Can we go back to my page without going backwards?
You want to duplicate, so right click on that, right click on
Okay.
that tab, duplicate, and then
That's
hit the
right.
back button.
That'll work.
Back to the
All right, and another example of some work I did, my resume. This is another thing I put on my website. It's also taking some time. How you guys vaping? How you guys day?
What did you say? How's your day been?
Yeah.
How's your
Oh, so was that? My bad.
It's been a long day, man.
Long day?
Are we vaping lately?
I was like, whoa, what are the kids doing these days? My day's been good, thank you.
Okay. That's good to hear. I put my resume up on the website. And another example I would like to show is, look at that, this website. All right. Oh, it's still.
Oh, it's almost.
Well, isn't that?
Come on, yay, chug along.
Any questions for Anthony while we're chugging? Okay.
Oh, and also for my website, Andrew helped me out with this, and well, what he kind of showed me here is just like in the front page here is like how you can fit the screen on all media devices or screens, and that helped me a lot at the because I was sorry.
Responsive UI.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. It left in my mind. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. And I remember where is White? Yeah, like he was also here. There used to be shadows in the game, except it kind of went away when we brought it up online. Also here you can. The objective here is to get to the stone on the other side here.
Oh.
I'm skipping. There you go. No. And if you touch, you respawn. There you go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, my name's Mohammed, and like my website is like simple but very impactful. So I chose to do water because like it's a big thing in our life. True. Yeah. Here's a fact about water. Water is transparent, tasteless, odorless, and nearly colorless chemical substance, which is mainly constant of Earth's hydrosphere and the fluids of most living organisms. It's vital for all known forms of life, even though it provides no calories or organic nutrients. And like I added some links from my website, like I added several links for like the main thing of water, like how to recycle it, or why is it important for you.
You just go search these up on Google and find
I did a
them?
lot of research, yeah.
A lot of research?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Holy cow. Is that a hero image?
It is.
They got parallax too?
Yeah.
It's very popular right now.
Oh yeah, it's hot.
And like a very like main like thing about water is like some people don't got clean water, and like how it's bad for them. And if this could load. Huh? Learning new things because like I was careless about the fact about water. Like it's important for you. Like I didn't know that much about it, and when I did this much research, I learned new things.
Are you more careful with your water usage?
Yeah.
Now? I got you.
Let's move on to the next person.
Yeah, I don't know.
These guys did a group site. Over here to introduce yourself.
Okay, so this is Nafisa, this is Albiana, and this is Nasra, and we created a website together as a design. Huh?
Can I project a bit? Like I can really
I'm Nafiso, this is Nasra, and this is Albiana. And we created this website. It's about like fashion. It's about cultural fashion, and we wanted to do it because we were all interested in the subject. And uzuri is a Swahili word for beauty, so it's called beautiful. It's beauty of culture. That's what it's supposed to be. And yeah, this it's not finished, but this is how it is now. And these are like some of the cultures. This is.
Okay, so these are some of the cultures. So the first one is Indian, and the second one is Albanian, so where I'm from, and the third one is Albanian too, and this one is Somalia. And if you guys want to know more about us, can you go scroll up? So yeah, who we are a team of 3 female entrepreneurs from Seattle. We are passionate about authentic cultural fashion for women, and our demographics are the women, all races and all sizes. And we're located, you can find us in West Seattle. We're an order in online.
says there.
And we said,
Read out what it says.
we are a culture of many cultures. Join us in celebrating the richness of multicultural beauty.
And we also created this logo together with Dsya. It's really small, but it's you guys can see it. I know. No, it's on the website. You can't click on it. Okay.
Yeah, you can zoom.
Yeah, that's how it looks like.
It's very good.
Is that hand drawn or did you do it in like illustrator?
No, it was not hand drawn.
Yeah.
So we did it in Wix. Yeah, it was a website. We created it in a website. And yeah, that's our.
So when can we order stuff?
Everybody's ready soon.
Where's my Missouri Amazon retail platform?
That's to be determined.
It's coming? Alright, I'll look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, next.
Smart cities.
Oh, we got big hands.
So introduce yourselves, guys. Who's introducing?
It doesn't matter. We have to let it load.
It's gonna take a while to load. There's a lot of
Why don't you go, Jay? Why don't you start introducing everybody's
You just do like this.
Yeah, why don't you just
Yeah, just do like this. Then you have to like load it up.
Oh, okay. So hi, my name is Jay.
I'm Karen,
I'm Henry.
I'm Peter.
and this is our smart city presentation.
This is like the overview of what we're gonna be presenting throughout this presentation.
But first, I want to show us our process of doing smart city, or when we were doing chatbot. So first, we put our ideas on Google Doc, and then we also created surveys and gave out the surveys to people, or like we gave it to people who we thought like could relate to technology in Seattle. And then we proceeded to test and trial the chatbot, finding out like what questions and what answers would like correlate depending on like the surveys and like what we found out through article research. And then our final step was to polish it and then innovate it and like process it so that like we can better that chatbot for other people.
Do you want to click on the present button? Top right.
You guys hear her
It has
okay?
trouble loading.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So first, what is an autonomous vehicle? So autonomous vehicle is a technology that allows convenient transportation without a driver. It does have potential privacy concerns and also safety concerns.
So what is shared transportation? When we're talking about shared transportation, in this case we're talking mostly about services like Lyft or Uber. And it's like anything that allows people to use technology to get to a certain place.
Alright, so what is facial recognition? So facial recognition is a technology that's capable of identifying an individual based on what their face looks like, basically. And this was used by the Seattle City Police Department, but it was eventually abandoned because overall it's an imperfect technology and it has a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to accuracy.
Why is that perfect?
Because of its it's really consistent when it comes to actually recognizing various faces, and the accuracy actually decreases depending on like if someone has like darker skin too. So then so there's a lot of problems with actually using it to identify people, like criminals and stuff.
So what is AI and IoT? AI stands for artificial intelligence. Examples of this are Siri and Alexa. Specialized use of AI is would be self-driving cars or Netflix having predictive searches for you. And Internet of Things, it refers to devices that can connect to the internet with each other.
So our chatbot was based on all of us, and we've created a chatbot for autonomous vehicles. So if you want to learn more about autonomous vehicles, it'll lead you into and like an about page, like topics about like what happens if autonomous vehicle goes into a crash,
what are the dangers of autonomous vehicles, and what are some security concerns. We also made a chatbot for shared transportation. They're both the same chatbot with the autonomous vehicles because they're both dealing with transportation. So shared transportation is basically the same gist. It's asking for like environmental friendly transportations, the pricing, and pretty
Pros
much.
and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons.
Can you explain how it works?
Oh, so basically, if you look down here, these are like the options. You can click spendings, and it'll give you more, it'll give you more of like a about page about what spendings are correlated to like the shared transportations, what environmental impact it has in shared transportation, and then I said that autonomous vehicles and shared transportations are linked into one shared chatbot, so it can also gives you the option to look into autonomous vehicles.
And
So you write the
it's
question
just
up,
it's
correct?
loaded so you can demo it.
Oh, okay. I will demo it then.
That's what I'm talking about. Demo.
Not that. That's the inside code. So you can say hello, and then it'll give you the response from above. But like it says, "Hello, how are you? Would you like to learn more about autonomous vehicles or shared transportation?" You can click surprise me, so it'll give you like either a fact about autonomous vehicles or shared transportation, or it'll just give you a brief of them. So I'm gonna click autonomous vehicle. So it gives you a kind of a little definition of what autonomous vehicle is, and it also gives you like a link to like learn more about it, but like it's summarized in that paragraph. I don't want to read it all. So I want to figure out like what happens when like the autonomous vehicle gets into a crash, and then it talks about like what happens when an autonomous vehicle can't control its brakes because of like an error in the code. And then it gives you more. The moral machine is when like who do you hit in like a situation? Do you hit the pedestrians? I don't know if I said that right. Or do you sacrifice the car and hurt the people inside the car? And then the baby or grandma, it's depending on like the country. Like studies found that like in China, they prefer to save the grandma over the baby, like whereas some other country it might be the baby over the grandma.
Yeah, and also those anything highlighted in like the bright blue color is a link, so you can it links directly to like where we got our sources.
How'd you code the back end of that?
So this is the back end. It gives you the welcome message here. Well, normally when you test it, when you first open the chatbot, it gives you that welcome message. Wait, where? Hold on a second. It's loading.
You scroll up. That one.
Well, normally, wait,
Did you
scroll
scroll
up.
up on this?
We can go all the way up, but like I tested it like 10,000 times. So. Yeah, so.
Iteration, reiteration, lots of that.
And that's basically shared transportation. Facial recognition has its own chatbot with like AI, IoT, and 5G. And then we get to the demo.
Okay, so we also made like a Tableau sheet, like a data sheet, based on the survey results we got. We sent out like a survey that's like about the smart cities and about like technology in Seattle. And here's like an example of like some of the questions we had. We had like, what area of Seattle do you live in, and like do you have access to like Wi-Fi? Like, what are your thoughts on like this technology and this other technology? And then here's like the data sheet we came up with. So like the progression of like, it's not shown that well on this projector, but like this is like the map of Seattle based on like people who submitted the data of where they're from. So like the middle like red part there is like South Seattle, I think, and then like all the way to the right is like Bellevue. The graph is like the lighter colors are like, well, like for each one is different, but like say for the first one, the lightest one is like they're of the smartphone. So they rated it lower, and then the darker one is like, you know how to use it really well, 10 out of 10, right? Yeah, and then it's the same for each one. It's like a progression of like where they are at in like the chart.
It was basically from like a scale of 1 to 10. Was it the darker that had like a 10?
Yeah,
Basically, darker had a 10, and then one were the like the lighter ones, the one that weren't as like sufficient at using technology.
Given what are the three sets of colors? What do they represent? The red, the green, what is it?
So they each are different data. So the first one is about ability to use phones in Seattle, like based on the participant who's like answering the survey. And then the middle one is the use of transportation, like how often you use transportation, and do you
Public transportation.
Public transportation.
yeah, public transportation. Yeah. And then the last one is does technology hinder your access to medical help? Because like in hospitals and stuff, it's more and more common to find kiosks helping out the patients, and not everyone has equal access to understanding how to use those. So we wanted to gather some data about general technology usage in Seattle.
So I noticed that your form was in Google Sheets, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So did you port all that data to an Excel sheet and then
Yeah.
put the data in
Yeah, and
Into
then I
Tableau.
put the data in Tableau.
Okay, nice. Did you, I guess, explore any ideas of automatically connecting it, or is that a future feature?
Yeah. Well,
I don't
you
know.
mean
I
connecting the form?
mean, making it automatically so that you don't have to manually drag
Drag
the
it.
Excel sheet into Tableau.
Technically, the Excel sheet should automate the data.
Yeah.
It automated some of it, but some of it it doesn't understand what that means. Like for the one with we had 4 places where you could be from, right? We had other parts, so South Seattle, North Seattle, West Seattle, and then other, the greater Seattle region. And Tableau doesn't know how to interpret that. That's not a data set they have. They don't know where South Seattle
Oh,
is.
and yeah.
So I
we
ended
had to
up
use zip codes.
Yeah, and we ended up converting it all to zip codes based on the regions, and that's how we got the map to work.
Nice. Well done.
Problem solving, yes.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yep, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Check out our tap off.
Yeah.
One last real quick thing,
You want me to present?
I'll be on that.
Alright, so we're gonna show you our game that we will be submitting to Facebook, hopefully. Do you want to show them that or the code first?
Show us the demo.
Alright.
Code after.
Okay, so our game is basically about a homeless person. You experience about a homeless person. You could choose your character. You could either be a female or a male. Depending on which character you choose, stuff happens differently. So let's just say male. This is the front page. You have money, sleep, and food. That's your 3 priorities. Right here is where you work. It says, "Can I please have some money to buy food?" You can either say yes or no. Yes. Thanks. And then your money over here goes up. And then without money, you could go over here and buy food because your hunger, throughout the time, your hunger and sleep goes down. So you need keep it in mind. You can buy water, food, and then this place is where you sleep and gain sleep points, right? So every time this goes up, the sleep points goes down. And we have another way to make money, which is this mini game.
Oh, Leona, do you want to add anything? They did this together.
Yeah,
Team.
it's a group work. It's kind of based on the Google, you know how when the internet,
Dinosaur.
yeah, the dinosaur Google.
Dinosaur jumping on the cactus.
Yeah, but we added our we changed it. We added our own touch to it. And
So the money, food, and sleep keeps increasing.
Mhm.
So
And then, we build this in Scratch. And for every like screen, there's an icon. It tells you like more about the screen. Like over here, it gives you a fact. For each like place, it gives you a fact. Over here, fact. And if you like go back from like the beginning of the game, if you choose the female this time, stuff like changes. The place she sleep, I mean like the main screen and the way like, she works. And yeah, we're not totally finished with it, but like we're still building on. So yeah.
Well, have you guys should link up with a lot of the local homeless shelters and maybe do a donation or something? You know, you could link to their website. People make a donation.
That's a good idea. You guys have any questions?
Any questions for Obila?
Can I see your back end?
Oh, you don't want to see back in it's Scratch.
That's fine.
I mean,
Scratch is still something.
MIT, hey?
Yeah,
MIT makes Scratch.
Switch whenever you're done.
wait. There's like a lot of stuff. It's messy.
A lot of stuff going on there. We started out with Scratch and we have since moved on to CSS and JavaScript and Python. We've learned some Python and Unity, some of the kids. But the Facebook competition has to be in Scratch. So we have to return to that because then it's an equal playing field. Everyone's using the same thing.
Scratch has a lot of functionality though.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty easy to use.
Well, it teaches computer logic and critical
Oh
thinking.
my god.
All that good stuff.
Without all the overhead, like dependencies and trying to make everything configured to work.
We both like, how would I say this?
No, be honest.
So both of us help each other. Like
Yeah.
if like we separate roles. Like he had to do the guy and I had to do the girl, the woman. So if we stuck on something, if I know, I would help him, and if we didn't know, we called one of the teachers.
Basically problem solving.
A lot of problem solving. Good work hard. So. Any other questions for our group? This is what we're showing today. We are obviously a work in progress. Alfred and Vera, you have anything else? David? Anybody? Eric?
We can comment just on what they found sort of the most challenging this term.
For this game?
Anybody, anything most challenging? Go ahead, Karen.
We weren't able to come up with, I guess that was a challenge because we don't have.
Wait, can you speak up because I can't hear you from over here? So.
We were like limited on time because like there was only one day of the week that we could like come.
Yeah.
Like often enough.
Finding cultural clothes. Because many of the like our friends think like no, we don't take cultural clothes, so it's like hard to find it.
Yeah, and in our for our website, it was our first time using HTML and CSS for all three of us, so it was kind of confusing and hard, but we had a good teacher who helped us understand everything. And even earlier today, we had a problem with the 3 images you saw earlier of the 3 of us. Like we had a problem putting it in and making it the right size, but we fixed it.
Do you think that HTML or CSS is harder or the same?
I think
They're both
Yeah.
challenge. When you get used to it, I think it's easy.
Yeah, once you understand everything, it's like.
Unless you're trying to center something, then you'll see that.
Yeah. Anything else?
Also, I had a lot of trouble. I think someone also already asked me this, and I already answered, but I had a lot of trouble with design. But also, I think I just need to practice with it more to get better. And Andrew also can help me with that a lot because you're good at that. I'm not. You're good at design. So, yeah.
What was the most fun or the thing that you enjoyed the most this quarter?
Working together.
Making
As a
those
team,
Learning from each other.
I really enjoyed working on coding, like just by myself, and actually really learning how to do everything and kind of seeing how like also he showed me brackets, which is also going to come in handy. Yeah.
Good software, man.
Yeah.
Good software.
I really liked it compared to some other things I've used. Like I don't know what was that I used in movie, like illustration or something. Viesco, like yeah, that.
Yeah, Visual Studio.
Visual Studios. That. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. No. Brackets. That's what it's at.
Being in high school for me, I did like traveling for sports and things like that. I remember those moments being so profound. So like, what did you all take away from being able to go somewhere else, like San Francisco, and to be able to practice the stuff that you've been working on? Like, how did that personally affect you? Like, how did you feel about that? Was that a cool experience? Was it nerve-wracking? How did you guys feel about that?
Anybody who went to the Achievement Summit can speak to that? Anthony, William, Henry, Eliana?
I liked it. I mean, we were all there for the same reason. We all liked coding and wanted to learn more and, you know, have a little friendly competition. And I think it was really motivating being talked to, like, the people who actually made Facebook and it created a lot of things. Like, I remember they said that they would meet up every once in a while and make something new on Facebook or just create new things. And obviously they do it more than once in a while. And I think that we have a lot of things to learn from them, and we also did and will continue to learn things from them, even though we're, you know, a few hundred miles away. And it's just some things they said that I'm sure will stick with everyone there. Like, we're all just normal people, just me, you, and like everyone just sitting next to each other. You know, we're all just here trying to learn more, and we all just start from knowing nothing. And you know, that's kind of how I feel like I started even looking at Scratch and like, I don't know how to work Scratch. How am I supposed to, you know, code something in Unity or something in like a few months or something? Yeah, or make a website. Like, what I'm trying to I guess say is like, well, you guys clearly already know this, but just don't, you know, give up and take it step by step, and that really helped me. And you know, just understanding even just Scratch, which is just so basic, but I didn't think of that way when I first started, but it really helped just being patient, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, one more question. Is there anything that like personally excites you about? Are you personally excited about taking this work and using it in your own life? Like, is there anything that's like personally exciting for you that you're excited to work on like after this, or to apply this to something that you're working on in your own life?
I don't want to yell the answer. You 5 9 man the corner. The answer's gonna come from there.
Yeah, so is there anything in your own life that you're excited to apply this work to? Let's say.
I can speak to it. Like, I think it's like really great that we're learning a lot of like HTML stuff, because I really would like to port a lot of my like artwork onto like something tangible that other people can reach out to, and like it's like really helpful for like being able to put your art basically in like, it's basically like a resume for your art on a website. It's like easy access.
Portfolio.
What I could think about is like, I've never done chatbot, and like, as someone who's like used Messenger or like used like messaging and texting, I've never found a use for it until like today, I guess, or not today, but like as I gradually made my own chatbot. So like, being able to like make a chatbot to reach out to people that like might need this information, that they might not like be able to access it. Like if you like say autonomous vehicle, people would normally be like, what is that? So like if you make a chatbot to like be able to expose that like unknown word that people are being left behind. And like, if you're able to expose that technology more, then those people who are like slowly being left behind, they'll be able to like catch up in a way, like through texting and like in like little kind of ways where like you think wouldn't be influenced, but are actually pretty like big to them.
That's good. The future of AI.
I also didn't think that we'd be able to like make a chatbot because it's like one of those things that like look really complicated and like look really hard to do. So it's like you wouldn't think you'd be able to do it. It's like kind of cool.
Can I go? So also I'm interested in like creating websites for like, I would take the CSS and HTML. For example, like when you grow up, like I think this is gonna help me in the future. In the future, maybe I might have an idea, but like I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I might open like create a website and sell my idea there and like create my own business.
Mine more was like, I'm really interested in fashions and clothes, so this website was really excited creating to help us like more like clothing and fashion and culture, and yeah, that was it.
It's nice when you can marry your two interests together. You can code in and bring your ideas out of your head into a place where other people can share.
Also in the game, like you
In the
can
game
share your
too.
idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like to play video games. So that might be good too.
Anyone else want to share? Peter?
Yeah, that's why we're asking you.
I saw you looking at it.
Go hide in the corner next time. Go in the front.
But I guess for me, I would say, like last quarter we made games and stuff like that, right? And then with making websites this quarter, I think it's going to be actually really useful and kind of fun to actually, just like with Jay, like her art, right? Like for me, just anything I'm like interested in or like any projects, I can kind of just like kind of design into like a web page if I wanted to, and I have more of the ability to do that now. So I find that kind of exciting now.
William, how about you?
Yeah, I just think learning how to code, like websites, making games, it's going to be useful somewhere because technology nowadays is in pretty much every field, medical, literally creating video games. Anywhere you go, it's going to be useful. Someone's going to want like, hey, can you make this website? Sure, why not? It's going to be helpful wherever you go. So I'm glad that we're in that.
You got that newspaper website. You better reach out to someone.
And also what I can bring home from like learning stuff is also when I went to a job shadow in Smartsheet, they were actually I think crashed for a few hours, and that's obviously a really bad thing, and everyone was twiddling with their thumbs or something while they're in a group chat with the developers trying to see what's wrong and what's causing the crash. And other people were really nervous. Most of the people that I was watching were really calm, that were actually dealing with the problem. And that's what I really want to and enjoy bringing back home, is kind of like when things are really crazy and nothing seems to be going great, just to stay calm and try and fix it all and take it step by step, like I said before.
Yeah, you guys learned from job shadowing and trips to other software companies, got a chance to look into that world for your jobs and your future. A lot of you are showing interest in that. So thank you. Anyone else? We just want to go have some food quickly before we, or do you want to go ahead? Go ahead.
Okay.
We have.
All right. Alexandra.
Nafisa.
comment?